E rua ngā rā, e rua ngā mea ngoi kore, so 2 days, 2 bus stops. Engari, he tino wāhi o wā mō ngā akonga, learnings. Ka taipai maua ki te wāhi o kaikaura. So kaikaura, literal translation is to feast on kaura. But te ingoā tuatahi o kaikaura, te ahi kaikaura a tamatea pōkai whenua. So nei rā, te ingoā tuatahi mō tēnei wāhi, he wāhi tino a tāhua. The translation of te ingoā te ahi kaikaura a tamatea pōkai whenua literally means the fire which tamatea pōkai whenua made or created to cook his kaura.
Good. Kia ora tātou te whānau, nau mai hoki mai, nau mai kausi mai. So welcome back and welcome to all of you that are new to te whakātiranga o Awarahi 35, nau mai, wanganui ia māua ia tātou katoa. So, tēnei rā, if you tūturu just behind me here, see the mountains there covered in snow. But engari, yeah, te tino mātau, so chilly, but a beautiful rā. So, whiki mai te rā, and we've just been in for a ruku, so you just scan out towards this way. So, we've just been out here on the furthest point to have ourselves a ruku, and kei reira, titiro, enei, he kina, sea urchin, or he ingoā anō, no ngā tangata no poi hākina, he uni, he uni. So yeah, it was really nice to see. Out there was quite abundant, and not just in sporadic spots. It was nice to see there was almost like troughs, yeah, and then to see the number of koura that are now just started to come out of berry. So we did manage to get ourselves a koura whānau, but it's deep in the pēke that I just really don't want to empty these and have to put them all back in. But engari, ka taipai māua ki te kāinga, me ata tiro hi a koe ki te kaura.
Ka pai?
Oh, no, and actually, I have to be up front here, have a bit of transparency and honesty. So, I had one job. We left home this morning, I te moata, so really early hours this morning, 4:30 this morning, to make the trip to tēnei wāhi. And I had one job only, and that was to pack the GoPro and ka ware te au. One job and couldn't even do that effectively, so by virtue of forgetting the GoPro was unable to get some underwater footage. But heoi whānau, we'll go home from here and I'll cook us a plate. Kia ora rā.
Kia ora.
Anei whānau, ka tai maua ki te wāhi tuarua. So we've come to our second spot in whakatau ia e tahi tuatua. So together, some tuatua from here. Hei wanganui te whenua o ngai tuahuriri. He mea tuapapa o kaupeka. I think whānau, it's important when we're in various tribal lands, hei tuku mihi, so why it is that I identify we're in the wāhi o takiwā o ngai tuahuriri. Nei rā te mihi hei hoki i te mana whenua ki ngā kaitiaki o tēnei wāhi o ngai tuahuriri. Anei whānau te ngoi kore tuarua, so our second bus stop is that on arriving here we hadn't particularly paid attention to the winds or what the conditions would be like, so it was pretty trying and pretty rough here. But engari, You know, it's kani, so do the dance moves in order to get our kai.
Those whānau. Oops, can feel them under my feet. Are you right with that, or do you want me to have it? Can't feel them? Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
If only you could have captured and seen whānau. There was a couple of times that I got ragdolled, was a bit like a raggedy ant and got dumped on the sand.
Oh, it's going to be some fun.
Anei whānau, for those of you that may not be aware that when you go to gather tūturu or clams that you do the kani, so you pop your feet into the sand and you pivot, and you should be able to feel them under your feet. So that's me doing the kani in the rough. Boy, was that really dry. And Anna, that'll teach us all good learnings, hey Apple. Read the tides, read the winds prior to heading out to a destination.
Come on baby, calm down a bit.
Kia oku nei whakaaro, me haere tōtika, me haere pai, so by virtue of really understanding what challenges could be posed, it is important to keep you safe, is that you know the weather conditions, you do the homework or rangahau, the research prior to heading out.
Yeah, no, that was my bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Our whānau can find some solace in te mōhiotanga o te māramatanga that the kai that we gathered from tēnei wāhi and from kai kaura, that we can get them home and prepare them up. So, me noho piritahi, me kai ngatia. Hei whakawhitai, hei whakamoemiti, and good Thanksgiving for te hōmaitanga o Tangaroa. Gratitude for the gifts from Tangaroa, the god of the moana, the ocean.
So we're gonna have another one. You're gonna.
Ka whakai au me tōku wāranga tira. Te tino ua ngā āwangawanga. So, yeah, not the most pleasant experience. Te āhua moikore. Engari, that's on us to be a little bit more prepared and being able to sort of read the conditions well and do better next time.
Anei whānau, ngā tuatua, te hopu tuatua, ka taipai maua ki te kāinga, te sino makariri, ki roto i te wai. So it was really cold down there, but we did manage to get a kai, so he kai tāku. Wouldn't say too many, but paiana, because they're so big, so for context purposes you can see how big they are. I've just got them sitting inside of the bowl here. This is salt water to purge out any of the sand.
So anei tā maua hopu no te rānei, so we managed to get ourselves some kina and also a kauda. So anei, I've just cracked that one there open and you can see whānau how momona the kina are at the present. So just empty out the puku and I'll poha. I just wanted to take this opportunity again in and around a little bit more mātauranga around our kina. So I've heard various sort of versions in and around how to discern te wahine me te tāne when it comes to the kina. So how to discern the gender of our kina. And personally, what I've come to find in the rangahau that I have grown familiar with, so the research that I've done, is that it's quite difficult to discern a tāne from a wahine, but can be well and truly discerned under a microscope. So in a nutshell, I think the distinguishing differences between a wahine and a tāne kina is that the wahine roe, so the roe is far more granular, whereas the tāne roe is very smooth and silky. So with the naked eye, I can't really discern. I want to say that's a wahine because I can discern by the naked eye that it's granular, but I can't be certain that it is wahine. So yeah, under a microscope. And then I'm just going to bring us over here. So we managed to get ourselves a kauda. So we'll be all aware that with our kauda, our legal measurements in and around kauda is 54 mil for our tāne kauda and 60 for our wahine. So to be able to discern whether you have got yourselves a wahine or a tāne, so if you come to the third walking leg on the crayfish, there will be an apparatus here. So this is a tāne. So there will be a really distinguished apparatus here on the third walking leg if this was a wahine. So to be able to discern the difference is that you come down, there is a little extra leg, a real tiny one there. This discerns on the fifth walking leg that this is a tāne. So how you measure them is you measure them across here, 54 mils for our tāne, 60 mils for our wahine. And also another thing that can help you discern, and if you cannot discern when you have got yourself a kauda, is that the best thing to do via measurement is to always go with the 60 mil measurement of the tāne kauda. Oh, and also, just now that I say kauda, so a little bit of mātauranga around the kupu kauda, i roto i te ao Māori, is that for Māori or ngai Māori, we will utilise the kupu kauda to speak to both the marine crayfish as well as the freshwater crayfish. However, by virtue of our Westminster rangahau or taiao, so according to the Westminster science and research, is that they distinguish the difference between our wāhi Māori, so our fresh water as being named crayfish, and then our marine equivalent is actually a lobster. So yeah, but kei te pai ana, kei te mōhio tātou katoa he kauda. So we all are aware and are comfortable to utilise the kupu kauda. Another really, I think, distinguishing sort of taonga mahi on a kauda is that you have these apparatus here on the tail. So with a wahine, there's 2 of these apparatus on either side, and there'll be a long hair, and the purpose of that long hair is so that when it comes to the breeding season, that she will release and capture, I guess, the tātea or the sperm of the tāne and that hair follicle, that she can have her eggs whakakikiri ngā hua o te wahine, so the fertilisation of her eggs. So yeah, this is a tāne, and also so that we can discern recreational catch from commercial catch, there's the telson, so the middle, is that a flange or is it? The middle piece here on the tail, it's important that you snip it so that it's recognised should you get sort of audited or pulled over by a MPI or Ministry for Primary Industries or Fisheries officer, that they can discern that it's not for commercial purposes. So yeah, that's just a little bit in and around our kauda. So I've got some boiling water here, salted boiling water, that I'm going to pop this kauda into. So prior to doing this is that you put them to moi. So the 2 ways that I'm familiar with is that you pop them into the fresh water, or you put them to moi by placing them in the freezer for an hour or so. So kei te tino moi tēnei kauda, so I'm going to pop the kauda into the boiling salted water here for around about 10 to 12 minutes, and then once cooked I'm going to take it straight out and pop it into a sink of iced water to prevent it from continuing to cook in itself. So here we go, whānau. I'm going to pop in our kauda. And as it's cooking, you will notice that the colour starts to change, that it becomes a more brighter arangi, so a brighter orange. So I'll leave that to cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. Roughly that's a ballpark figure on cooking our kauda. However, the bigger they are, they can take a little bit longer. But you want to ensure not to overcook them, otherwise the meaty and the meat inside will go quite mushy. So I'll bring you back whānau when that kauda is cooked, and I'll continue to poha these kina. I just parked these kina here just for sheer, I guess, relativity in how fat they are. So, anei whānau. Tēnō mōna. And this is on my hand, so yeah, for sheer context. So this is what we've managed so far is a container. I think that we're going to get probably 4, even potentially 5 containers with the size of these kina. And yes, they'll be, we will take them with us when we go to our wānanga in Taranaki. the Rua Pūtahanga Festival. Tango here te paru. Yeah, that dust. I noticed that. It must be. Oh, of course it is. It's nearing spring. So the period where they sort of enter into the spawning. But heavily spawn over that the warmer months. You can see the little curl closer to around the edges of our row. Can you be able to see that? So if you can see that little curl there, that shows you the growth of the culinary. So I'm just going to pop some ice in this water to prepare it for the coda.
By the knife. I will farm it. The other half got a bit tired and went and sat down, sat in front of the fire. So there's the end of her kinners that she's done. She's done their coda, and that's going to be supper. But she had to do a good job tonight because she only had one job this morning, and that was remembering the GoPro. And after a 2-hour drive to our destination, hop out of the car and no GoPro. So yeah, old sweetie wasn't so sweet, but never mind. Finally, we're gonna feed our little faces. So I think everyone waiting for Master Chef to come and sample some.
Always a pleasure to know that living this way and from our natural resources enables us to strengthen and embed our mātauranga and our pukenga, and also to live a bit more frugally and actually strengthen the bonds of our relationship, you know, through the experiences of creating long-time memories. Bit of a taste tester.
Oh, and those kinners were sweet.
Ah, beautiful. So I'm just going to chop a little bit off here, whānau. So āmene whānau.
Āmene.
Dip mine back in the paru. So I made the paru whānau. Tino Rēka. Gonna enjoy. So kia ora whānau, so here are the tūturu that we managed to get, and I've had them sitting in the salt water overnight so that they can purge the sand. Our whānau have brought the tūturu inside, and just to lean into the previous whakāturanga in and around the bivalve familial, or the bivalve whānau. So here is your tūturu, and like I said before and pointed out with our kutai, is that these here are the valves, so this is symmetrical, and then I'm just going to prise it open. That connected, both valves are connected here by this hinge. So it belongs to the bivalve whānau. I'm going to make a white wine broth with the tūturu, and I also have some pupu here that were collected whilst up in Taikoura. So I'm going to shell these pupu and make a fettuccine. For those of us who may not be familiar in how to shell out the cat's eye turban, poo-poo, boo-boo, is that I utilise either a safety pin or a really big darning sort of needle, or a smaller needle, really just depending on their size, and sticking the needles through the foot and then pulling them out slowly but surely. Pretty effective. Just preparing a base for our white wine tūturu, so the broth for the white wine and creams. So a bit of onion, bit of garlic, there's a little bit of coriander, yes, and then I add the white wine. So whānau, just prepared a pūrakau, or some of you might be more familiar with pakakau pūrakau. So just prepared a Māori bread so that it can go with our finished tūturu, so that we can, what is it, hautai, like have it like a sponge, a hautai, to soak up all those juices or the waipōra from our tūturu. So that only should take about 20-30 minutes, and then whilst that's cooking and still sort of have our tūturu just popped away for a minute, I'm going to start on the pupu fettuccine.
Wow. Oh well, whānau, she's snowing. Take a break from your cooking.
I can tell you though, it's like, yeah, we have snow-capped mountains, so you have the huka, so the sugar, the whiteness of the sugar spread across our maunga, and yes, it snows, but not often do we get to experience the actual snow at sea level here where we live. So, you know, just yesterday we were in the wāhi getting our kai, and then this is today. They did say there'd be a cold front that comes over. This is
Didn't even notice it with the fire roaring inside.
it almost, I looked outside and I was like, oh, it looks like sort of bubbles, but clearly beautiful
Wow.
snowflakes.
That's some big snowflakes, eh?
Yes.
Oh, almost looks like someone's put too much dishwashing liquid in their sink and you've got all the suds flying around everywhere. Well, it makes me feel like he kamaiti anō, that I'm a child all over again. You know? Don't do all the things that your nanny and your mum say, get out of the wet, get out of that puddle.
Wow.
So whānau, this is where we've got to with our fettuccine. So I have in here, I just sauteed some onions, garlic, a little bit of nutmeg in this one, and some mushrooms, and I'm just going to add the cream but turn it down. But last, and I've got our fettuccine over here, so I'm going to pop the cream in here, let that simmer through, and just before I want to serve it, then I'll pop our pupu in. And the reason being is our pupu are already cooked and I just don't want to overcook them or have them become really tough. I just want to warm them back through with our fettuccine. So when this is kia-oti, so when this is complete, then we'll show you the finished product. And ka noho tahi māua ki te kai, you know, te wā o te tina. And I'll just admire the pukarere out there, so the snow, the beautiful sugar dropping temperature.
You might see whānau getting thicker and thicker. So if it carries on like this overnight, yeah, we'll wake up to plenty of snow. Maybe a snowman.
So our sauce is ready now, whānau. I'm just going to pop our pupu in. So I don't exactly want the juice. I just want the meaty, so I just want the meat. Put those pupu in here. And just warm those through, and then I've strained the fettuccine there that I'll, once this is ready, I'll pop this over the fettuccine. So let this simmer slightly over here, and then it'll be ready and enough for us to get stuck in there. Kia ora katoa te whānau, so ko mutu te tunu kai, so ko oti e kanoho tahi māua. So finished cooking our pupu fettuccine and our white wine tuatua, and some pūrakau or takakau for some of us. So that's the flatbread or old man's bread, so that we can dip up and clean up all the juices of our kai. So anō whānau, me karakia tātou, me inoi hei whakapai te kai. So e hoa whakapainga i nei kai hei oranga mo mātou tinana me mātou wairua ko koi hoki e te atua e oranga i ngā mānana i ngā taumutu ngā korore. Rōrea ki tō ingoa tapu, āmene.
Āmene.
Man, if previously you've not liked the pupus, try a pupu fettuccine. Lovely.
Koutou.
Kia ora tātou i te whānau. So ko oti maua
Ka taipai maua ki te motunga o te pō o ngā rā e rua. Te tuatahi me mihi atu kia koutou katoa hei tautoko ki te whakaaturanga o Aorahi 35. Ka mihi mai oha kia koutou hei mātaki, hei kohaina, ki runga i te upurangi. So thank you to those of you who watch and also have subscribed and all koutou whakautu and your commentary in the videos. It's been really, really encouraging and thrusts us forward me aki maua ki te kaha ki te toa ki runga i tēnei kaupapa of kai sovereignty. Anō kei te mārama koutou, ko au ko te taiao ko au. I am the environment and the environment is me. Mauri ora i te whānau.